The first round of games in the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup has come and gone, and there have been quite a few surprising results so far as every team has finished their first match day. So let's take a quick run through of what happened in match day 1 of the CONCACAF Gold Cup, starting off with Group A. In Group A, opening day starts off with a 1-1 draw between the US and Jamaica. Now this is an absolutely massive result for the Reggie boys. A 1-1 draw against the US. The Jamaicans brought their full strength team to this Gold Cup, and right off the bat they get a 1-1 result against the US that shows they are in it to win it. Now the US did have the majority of the possession, did have more shots than Jamaica, but Jamaica gets the early lead and holds on, conceding late but still gets the draw. Now this was massive for Jamaica as well because it showcased that even with more possession and more chances, the US actually might be struggling to score in this tournament, and that right there opens the door for Jamaica to potentially get more goals off of Trinidad and Tobago and St. Kitts and Nevis in the next 2 games of this group than the US might get, in which case it opens up an opportunity for Jamaica to end up getting first place in the group and get a crucial first seed in the quarterfinals. The other match in this group was Trinidad and Tobago beating St. Kitts and Nevis 3-0. Now this was an unsurprising result. St. Kitts and Nevis in their first ever match at a Gold Cup. Trinidad and Tobago, stronger squad all around. Like, they were far and away always going to be the favorites for this match, and they get the job done. This was exactly the result people I think were expecting. St. Kitts and Nevis, I think everyone knew was going to be very hard pressed to get out of this group. Trinidad and Tobago with the 3-0 win, considering that the US and Jamaica drew, that opens up a potential possibility where if Trinidad and Tobago can pull off an upset or get some points off of either the US or Jamaica, they could potentially sneak into the quarterfinals. However, that still is a very tough job for them. Moving on to Group B. First up, we had Haiti beating Qatar 2-1. Now this was a massive result for Haiti, as this puts them into a position where now qualifying for the quarterfinals in this group is very much possible for Haiti. Coming into this tournament, I thought Qatar and Honduras were going to be neck and neck going for that 3rd spot in this group. So Haiti going in and getting the win against Qatar, all they really need now is a result against Honduras and they are into the quarterfinals. And for Qatar, this is just another defeat on a line of just consistent downgrading for them since they won the 2019 Asian Cup. Like, 2019 Qatar was at the peak of their game, and since then they've just kind of slowly been on a downcline, and now losing to Haiti here at this Gold Cup, that's just like basically their down reaching levels were like, it's not looking good for this team, and to think that now they're going to go and challenge for another Asian Cup in 2023 is a far-fetched shot. The other game in this group, Mexico beating Honduras 4-0. Now Mexico, especially considering the squad that the US brought to this tournament, is the favorites going into this tournament, but a couple people had their doubts about Mexico, about how seriously Mexico was taking this tournament, about the guys that Mexico brought to this tournament. They weren't quite sure about it, but Mexico goes 4-0 against Honduras. That settles pretty much most of the debate around this Mexican team. Mexico is here to play. Big 4-0 win against Honduras. They were expected to win this match, but they weren't expected to just completely mop the floor of Honduras in this one. And just strong start for Mexico. They should easily top this group following this performance, and Honduras now is in a tough spot. They need to bounce back, get results off of Qatar and Haiti, especially considering that Haiti got the win over Qatar. That now matchup against Haiti is going to be a huge one for Honduras going forward. On to Group C. Martinique beats El Salvador 2-1 in what is a massive upset in this tournament. Martinique coming into this group, it didn't look like they had much of a chance to make the quarterfinals. The team that they first and foremost needed a result off of was El Salvador, and they went and they got it. Now this is disastrous for El Salvador in their hopes of making the quarterfinals, as now they need points off of both Panama and Costa Rica, which probably isn't going to happen. But for Martinique now, all they really need is a result and maybe even a draw against one of Panama, or preferably Costa Rica, given how that other game went. And even if they get just a draw against Costa Rica, that makes it very much possible for Martinique to squeeze into the quarterfinals. They just need a result against one of those 2 teams. But for Martinique now, this opens the door for them to potentially make a surprise run to the knockout stage. And Panama beating Costa Rica 2-1. Now, Panama went out and did exactly what I predicted that they would do. I said Panama and Costa Rica, that was going to be such a tight battle for first place in this group, and Panama goes out, they get the win. They didn't just get the win, they were the better team far and away this whole game against Costa Rica. Like, Panama in this game showed that they are here to play and showed that they're not messing around. They are making it easily into the quarterfinals, and big win against Costa Rica, and they now get 2 easier games against El Salvador and Martinique. So Panama's in a position where first place in this group should easily fall to them, and Costa Rica, I mean, maybe Martinique beating El Salvador might have made things a little bit easier for them, but they do need results against both those 2 teams in their next 2 matches to ensure a spot in the quarters. And finally, Group D. Well, we start this one off with Canada and Guadeloupe in the biggest surprise result of the first match day. Guadeloupe draws Canada 2-2 in Toronto at BMO Field. I was actually at that game. It was fun. It was not the result anyone was expecting. Oh my, so Guadeloupe draws Canada 2-2 in just a miserable performance by Canada. This is a result that completely flips this group on its head. Guadeloupe all of a sudden is in a really good spot to go forward and make the quarterfinals after this win. Like, they are in a very good spot where they could challenge for that spot. Canada is in danger mode because that is a performance that makes it really questionable to see if they'll be able to beat Guatemala, and even Cuba could be able to threaten Canada if Canada plays the way they did in that match. Just a terrible game for Canada. A game where that was the 6th Canadian national team game I've ever been to. I've seen them play the US twice. I've seen them play Mexico. I've seen them play Honduras. I've seen them play Costa Rica. And now I've seen them play Guadeloupe. They've won every single one of those games except the one against Guadeloupe, which doesn't make any sense. But here we are, Canada, Guadeloupe, 2-2 draw, massive result for Guadeloupe, and just a disastrous opening game for Canada. And the other match in that group, Guatemala beating Cuba 1-0. No surprise there, Guatemala was the favored team coming into this match. The Canada-Guadeloupe game being a draw makes things a little less secure for Guatemala going forward in this group, as now they're only 2 points ahead of 2 teams in the group who they're playing both of. But it puts Guatemala in a good position going forward, and if they get a win against either Canada or Guadeloupe, or draw both of those games, they're solidly in the quarterfinals. So there you have it. That is how the first match day of the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup played out. Quite a few surprising results, and we're set up for the second match day of the Gold Cup to provide crucial information for who is going to make the quarterfinals. Everyone is still in it, but some teams are in a little bit better positions and some teams are in a little bit worse positions than I think everyone was expecting. It should be a fantastic second match day. So that does it for this video. As always, if you like to hit like, if you want to see more stuff, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.